This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Welcome to Covered in Pet Hair, a boozy web show for pet lovers on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Isabel Alvarez-Arrada, and today I have the pleasure of sharing a drink with Newlywed cat experts, and I will introduce you as soon as we get back from these messages from our sponsors.
Moose is the German Shepherd and hasn't had any kind of health problems at all. He has been on Dinovite since he's a puppy. DINOVITE.com. We tell anybody that has a dog, if there was something that you could do right from the beginning so that you don't have expensive veterinary bills, why would you not do it? Get the Dinovite.
Dinovite for life.
You get some Dinovite, how happy your dog will be.
DINOVITE.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back to Covered in Pet Hair. I am your host, Isabel Alvarez-Arrada, and today I have the pleasure of having a drink with a dear friend and her new husband. These two are newlyweds. They're cat trainers, professional pet sitters, inventors, founders, entrepreneurs, influencers, cat whisperers, volunteers, fosters, tech pros, proud Washingtonians, the state, not the city, self-proclaimed geeks, at least one of them is, and dedicated pet parents to, wait for it, Dorian, Eddie, Libby, Trillian, Ruthie, Penny, Bee, Nakia, and they just told me about newly adopted Harley. Welcome, Jess and John Bartlett. How are you guys?
Good. Thank you so much for having us.
I'm thrilled to have you. I
So good
love
to
your
see
love
you.
story. It's good to see you too, Jess. We have been friends for what?
Almost
10
11
years
years. Yeah, 10 or 11. Yeah.
There we go.
It's crazy.
Awesome.
Doesn't feel like it.
I know. So much has changed, but so much has also stayed the same since we both met.
Yes.
So what are you guys drinking today?
Oh, John, of course it has to say cat lovers on it.
Ooh, I love those glasses. Those are adorable.
It's like we call it blue Trillian. It's one of my cats is Trillian, and her eyes is this shade. It's officially known as a snowflake martini.
Ooh. And it's blue, so it has like blue what is it called? Blue curacao in it?
Yeah, it has a half ounce of that, an ounce of vanilla vodka, an ounce of coconut rum, and a half ounce of Coco Lopez.
A lot of alcohol.
Ooh, nice and strong and festive.
Yeah. The Coco Lopez gives her that frosty look.
Oh, nice. Well, I'm actually, in honor of your recent nuptials, I am having a rum punch that we enjoyed on our honeymoon, my husband and I, in St. Martin and St. Bart's. They do rum punch with a guava berry liqueur. So it's got orange juice and pineapple juice and rum and guava berry liqueur, which is hard to get, but we always bring a bottle back. So I still had a little bit. So cheers to you guys. Cheers to your recent nuptials. I'm going to get all into that in a second. But for anybody listening or watching, if you want to play our drinking game, every time I say this word,
the secret word is critter.
take a drink, but please drink responsibly and no drinking and driving. All right. You guys won't know the word, but I'll know, and I'll make sure you say it a lot.
Is it cat?
That it's not cat. Then they would not. They would be blackout. Yeah, it would be pretty blackout after that. Yeah, right? No. Well, I like to start this show with a game. And since you guys are newlyweds, I would like to start with a game that's inspired by the Newlywed Show.
Love it.
But instead of like writing things down, we're just going to have you respond to the question when I say name that cat. Okay? 1, 2, 3, name that cat. And you're going to both answer at the same time. And we're going to see how many, I'm going to write this down, how many you guys get right.
Love it.
So if you both answer with the same cat's name, you get it right. If not,
we have to drink.
Yeah, let's do that. If not, you have to drink.
Okay.
Let's do it. All right, ready? You ready to get started?
Yep.
All right, name that cat. Who is the tidiest? 1, 2, 3, name that cat.
Penny? You're supposed, we're supposed to say at the same time.
I don't think that
I'm
you
thinking.
You don't know?
Tiniest?
I do the letters.
So you would know. That's one of my questions for you. So
did you have one, dear?
Okay,
Yeah, we got a drink.
all right. Drink. I'll drink with you. All
I
right.
love it.
Name that cat. Okay. So you just have to really quickly say the name of the cat after I say 1, 2, 3, name that cat. Because that's how you'll know to speak.
So if I
All
don't
right,
know,
ready?
just pick a name.
Yes.
Just throw it out there. Who is the funniest? 1, 2, 3, name that cat.
Penny.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably going to change now that we got Harley here.
Yeah.
Penny, you've got some competition.
They're best buddies.
Oh, so good.
That's why one of the reasons we are adopting her.
So just because Penny would have been broken,
Yes,
you
pretty.
took her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes. If we would have gave her up for adoption.
That's adorable and wonderful. And you are one lucky lady, Harley. I want to come back as one of their pets in my future lives. So definitely won the lotto there. All right, next one. Who would win an eating contest? 1, 2, 3, name that cat.
Dorian. Love it.
Awesome. You guys are on the same page. 2 out of 3. Who is the most adventurous? 1, 2, 3, name that cat.
Ruthie. Oh, sorry.
Yeah?
I was going to say Ruthie,
Yeah,
too.
Ruthie. Yeah, it's
All
Ruthie.
right, we'll give it to you.
We got to get better at our synchronizing.
Who is the bossiest? 1, 2, 3, name that cat.
Ruthie.
Ruthie.
I believe that. I actually imagined, because I've known Ruthie since you got her, that would be the answer you would give.
Yeah.
Who is the most finicky? 1, 2, 3, name that cat.
Trillian.
Nikia or Trillian? All right, drink up, guys.
She at night she's finicky about one of her foods. Why do you say Nikia?
She's also finicky about. It's got to have lots of liquid, not very many chunks.
Okay. He does the morning feedings. I do the night feedings. So
But we're gonna get into that because I need to know all of the details of how a couple runs a house of 9 cats. Because I've had 9 pets at one time, but it was a short-term thing. So, you rally. But, you guys are in for the long haul, and I need to know how you're going to survive that. All right. I have 2 more.
Okay.
Who plays the nicest with others? 1, 2, 3, name that cat.
Penny.
Oh, Miss Penny. I like her.
Yeah, she's amazing. She just left, actually.
She's like, I'm not into this drinking game. I'm out. All right. Last one. Then this one, listen well, because you're answering a human name, not a cat name.
Uh-oh.
Human name.
Oh, ready? Who is your spouse's favorite?
Oh, B.
B
B.
is John's.
Ruthie.
Uh-huh. And
Ruthie
for me. Yeah.
Okay, so is this right? Are you right?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. But just now that Harley's here, he might have a new favorite. But we won't tell B.
So B, I think B, I watched your presidential election, and I want to say I think my favorites were Penny and B. Who was the one that needed a step stool to get?
Penny. That was Penny.
Okay, so I guess she's my spirit animal.
Yeah, she's pretty amazing.
They had I guess I'll describe for anybody who hasn't seen it. You had a podium, and you said when Penny went up, where's the step stool? And I was like, I feel your pain, Penny.
You can just see her eyes like that.
That's me usually. I actually went on a pet show in the DC area who's Dr. Katie. And at the end of my interview, she did a segment where they had a big table and we were talking pet first aid. So everybody was standing around this really tall table, and I was in 4-inch heels and I could not see over the table. So they had to get me a crate to stand on. And I'm standing there in my heels trying to not fall over on local television. It was really stressful. So I felt Penny in that moment. All right. So you guys did pretty well. You got only 2 of them wrong.
Okay.
So in the Newlywed game, I think you'd do pretty well. People would be like, yep, it's going to work. It's gonna work. So tell me,
so creative.
Tell me how you guys met, because I want to know how these 2 separately cat crazy people came together.
Yeah. So John and I were in the same cat circles for 6 or 7 years. We volunteered at the same shelter. We knew the same people, and I would see him at events. But John's very much an introvert. And so you couldn't necessarily approach him. And I was always like, oh, he's so stuck up. Because at the time he, and still he's a YouTube famous with his Critter Room because he live streams things. And so we went to a VIP Jackson Galaxy event and we happened to be walking in the room together. And I had found a cat that he ended up fostering. And I was like, oh, I'm the person that found Morticia. And then he's like, oh, and then he was like, would talk to me. And so, so we kind of just started talking then.
Yeah, I'm the type of person that will just find a corner with a cat somewhere. And that's exactly what I did that day. And I don't approach people and talk to them. So she thought I was stuck up. I was just being recluse.
Most animal people tend to be that way, right? So I mean, there are a few exceptions. I think Jessica's an exception. I'm an exception. Yeah. But a lot of cat people, you kind of need to finesse the relationship before they really open up.
Yeah. That's totally him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he's just in case anybody was wondering, he's the self-proclaimed geek. Jess is not a geek. I've never seen geek. She may be hiding it really well, but the self-proclaimed geek is John.
Yes, very much so. He'll hide behind any computer or he'll be happy right there. Yeah.
But that's actually, I'm glad you talked about Morticia because you guys knew the same pet before you knew each other.
Yes. She was behind my apartment complex and she needed a home because the raccoons were harassing her. She was a little kitten. And so I rescued her and we thought that she was pregnant. And so John typically takes pregnant moms in his foster room and then, has live births on camera. And so we were able to get her to the shelter and then John came to the shelter and picked her up. So I wasn't it was like a go-between, right? So we didn't have connections there. And then he had her and she wasn't pregnant, but he did a prank of this ridiculous
feline pregnancy test. I pretended to be playing with cat pee and clumps I took a human pregnancy test and redid the labeling not for human use and
it was a lot of time and energy and total geek right here, spending time on a cat pregnancy test.
It was well, we thought she was pregnant because when she would be sleeping, I had a cam right above her and you could see movement in her belly. And that's typical what you see kittens moving around. And everybody thought it was a kitten. So that was my way of announcing that she was pregnant.
It was also around Halloween. So it was joke time. And
oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So she was not pregnant.
She was not pregnant. It's when I saw a kitten sleeping in the belly doing the exact same thing. It was oh, that's just a, digestion tract.
Yeah. So she ended up getting adopted by one of my clients and it was pretty awesome. So I got to see and her after and they've since moved to California. So, when we met, I was like, oh, I still get to see Morticia. She's doing really well. And so that kind of kicked it off. And then our birthdays are about 7 days apart. So we had started to become friends on Facebook, a lot of chatting. And my really good friend, Kayla, was like, you need to go ask him out. And I was like, I'm not asking him out. Anyway, I said, hey, for our birthdays, let's go grab a drink. And he was like, okay. And that was pretty much it from there.
Yeah, it probably would have been another month before I asked you.
Yeah. Oh, he'd never have asked me out.
Yeah. I married a geek too. And I kind of had to kind of take the reins there on Facebook and send him the friend request.
Yes. See, we found a good match, right? Because we're both super extroverted, right? And so it needs a balance, and it really is.
Well, Chris is a super extrovert, except for with girls. I think with me, he was kind of oh, hey, buddy, what's up? And because he didn't want to put himself out there. So he asked my friend to introduce us. We were at their wedding. And it was and he was the terrible matchmaker because it was really obvious and embarrassing. So I think he regrets not taking the bull by the horns. But even then, after we were introduced, he didn't do anything. So I had to I had to send the friend request and then wait and then send the messenger, right? Hey, how are you? It was nice to meet you. Because otherwise I'd still be waiting. So
yeah. See, totally women can take the first lead, right? It's totally appropriate and it's actually good when they do.
Well, okay, so let's talk about the Critter Room because you said it, you mentioned it, and you do have 6,000 Facebook followers. So you obviously have a following, and I'm assuming it's not because you're a computer pro, because you also have a full-time job. This is not your full-time job. Rescue is your hobby.
So on the Critter Room Facebook page, I think it's like 40,000 followers, actually. Yeah.
No, I was talking about John's personal page.
Yeah,
I am one of the followers of the Critter Room, but I didn't even think to look at that page. So you have 40,000 followers on your Critter Room because you live stream births and such of cat stuff. Tell me
cats
more.
Grow up.
Yeah.
I've been fostering them for about 4 years, and it was getting really hard to adopt them out. So I thought to broadcast them live on YouTube to try to drum up interest, and that so people could see the kittens before they come to the adoption event. And then also that has since progressed into raising awareness for fostering.
So it's been doing it for almost 10 years now, like the Critter Room.
That's amazing. And the Critter Room is in your house?
Yes, we have a room set aside dedicated to the fosters. We call it the kitten room. And that's where they pretty much stay all the entire time, except for Harley, which we had to separate from her fosters. And
so we let her out of the room, and then she came into our lives.
She wormed her way in.
Yeah. So she couldn't stay in the foster room because she had to be separated from her brothers for other reasons. And so she ended up flourishing in the bathroom, and then we couldn't keep her in the bathroom, so we let her run around, and then rest is history. She's now ours.
How old is she, more or less?
She's about 4 months old.
So was she one of the kittens that was born in your house?
No. So they came to us probably when they were 3 months old. There was 3 of them. And so we ended up caring for them. And the other 2 boys got adopted to an amazing family together. So that was fabulous. And then we just...
I love when that happens.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah. So he's done like 67 litters now in the Critter Room. And anywhere from really young, like week-old kittens to just born, all the way up to older cats.
Did you say 67?
Yeah.
Yeah, 67 is close to 300 kittens.
In like 9 years, yeah.
Slow clap.
Yeah. Yes. Amazing.
That is amazing. That is so amazing. And so amazing that, you could have any hobby in the world and that's how you're giving back. And instead of, having a motorcycle and just going out and doing your own thing, not that there's anything wrong with that, but that time that you could be doing a million other things, you're doing such amazing work. So thank you.
Yeah, and they call it the Critter Room Kitten Therapy, right? Because people from around the world will log in and see cats sleeping or playing, and they can escape from, their normal lives.
I think Time Magazine just they shared a link on their website to the page, and all of a sudden I had like 20,000 viewers. But they described it as the world's greatest time suck because you sit there, you're watching them, and you lose track of time. They could be playing, sleeping.
That is so awesome. That is so cool. And Time Magazine, bravo. Look at you.
He was one of the beginning early, or the first kitten cam, really.
There were other kitten cams before mine, but they were Litter Pacific, and then they ended. I was the first one to have a perpetual kitten cam, foster after foster. And
that is such a good idea. Especially, so you stream births.
I don't stream the actual births live. I'm broadcasting them, but I don't show it live in case of complications. Yeah, there have been some that probably would not have been nice.
Yeah.
And are you present always at the births?
Yes, if the mom lets me. Fortunately, there's only been one that she didn't want me around, and then it's because she really wanted me around. So she was nursing. She was in the process of giving birth, and I peeked in, and she's like, "Hi, I'm gonna come over and see you." And I'm like, "No, shut the door." But a lot of times it's like I try to help the moms because if they have a large litter, they're exhausted.
Oh my gosh. I want to do a show just on that. Cause I just had a baby 9 months ago and 3 years ago. And I'm fascinated by home birth and natural birth and letting the body do its thing. And in preparation, both me and my former business partner, Beth, we watched some births of animals to be like, okay, so animals can do this unassisted, unmedicated. How do they do it? They look so calm. I could not do it. I had to get my epidural, but nothing but respect for these cats and for you for assisting them. I mean, when you say you help them, do you mind giving me a quick description?
If they're too tired, it's like when they come out, they're in a sack. And usually the mama will lick the sack and break it open and help the kitten start breathing. If they have a large litter or they just been in labor for a long time, they're exhausted. And sometimes I'll help clear the sack off and help stimulate them to breathe.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jessica, you married a saint.
I know. He deals with me every day.
I thought I married a saint, but you have definitely outdone yourself. I heard that there was a proposal in the Critter Room. Is that right?
Yes, I proposed to him in the critter room because I had gotten his ring, and so he had proposed obviously months ago, and then I finally got the ring, and then I did a proposal with the help of the Fosters. It was on his collar, but he didn't get that.
I didn't notice it was on there, and the collar was loose. I was like, oh, we got to fix this. And I thought we were sizing collars for their adoption.
No.
So I pulled it off. The ring fell off.
I'm like, oh, there's something on the floor. Yeah.
I saw the video, and I'm going to link it when I share this so that everybody else can see it. So
thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So when you guys started dating and you had, I think John had 5 cats and Jess, you had 4.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Was everybody, all the cats, were they all on board with the romance?
No.
Ruthie hated me.
Yeah, no, Ruthie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, she would bite his toes. If like he was sitting on the couch and like his feet were out, she'd like jump.
Yeah, if I was like sitting like this next to Jess, it's like she'd get really jealous. If I tried petting her, I would have to be extremely careful how I pet her, otherwise I get bit.
Yeah.
She absolutely adores me now, but back then, no, she was very jealous.
No.
She was not.
No.
But when Jess came over, one of my cats who loved and adored me, Trillian, she bailed.
Oh, yeah.
She's
Trillian's mine now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trillian is...
Cat thief.
Yeah. She needed a female presence in the house. I mean, it was all men, and even cats. It was all cat.
Oh,
men.
really?
And, yeah, and then it was Chris and John's son. And so I came in and she's like, yay, female. So, but B, his cat doesn't really particularly love me. She'll deal with me because I do the feeding, but
If I went to visit my parents for a week, and then she tolerated her. It's like she wanted somebody to cuddle with, and I wasn't there, so she's like, okay.
Yeah. I'm also Ruthie's mom, and Ruthie and B do not get along, so.
Yeah, I had to apologize to my parents because me and my brother didn't get along as kids either, and watching those two get along or not get along, it's like, oh man, that was me and my brother right there.
Yeah, I have a sister. We had some rough years too. So I hear that. We get along famously now, but
me and my brother are like best friends now. But growing up, we had nothing in common. We went out of our way to keep it that way.
Exactly. Same over here. Well, as soon as we come back from these messages from our sponsors, I want to learn more about how your daily routine looks with 9 cats. We'll be right back.
Molly, here's your dinner. Zeus, that's not your food.
Don't let that happen to your precious cat. Elevate your cat's eating experience with the Cat Tree Tray. The Cat Tree Tray keeps your cat's food off the floor and conveniently located on the cat tree. It's the perfect way to eat. It's a beautiful wrought iron tray that easily attaches to your cat tree and keeps dogs and other critters out of your cat's dish. A must for multi-pet households. There's a 6-inch tray for large bowls and a 4-inch tray for smaller bowls. Purchase your Cat Tree Tray today. Go right now to cattreetray.com. That's cattreetray.com. CATTREETRAY.com. Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back to Covered in Pet Hair. I am here with Jess and John Bartlett, Newlywed cat experts, who are going to tell me all about how they manage a household of 9 cats plus the critter room.
I guess.
Because the 9 cats does not count the cats that are in the critter room.
Nope.
How many cats are currently?
2 right now. So we have 11 cats right now in the house.
Okay. And it can be anywhere from?
1 to 6.
Yeah. No, we're not doing 6 anymore.
No more 6?
No.
Okay.
I think the most I've had was 6 once, and then mostly after that, it usually doesn't go over 5.
Yeah, I'd like to keep it around 2 or 3. Like, it's nice to have pairs of that are going to get adopted and stuff like that. So
yeah. Absolutely. Okay. So because you have so many cats, I want to know approximately how many of each of these things you have in your house. And you can include the critter room and your cat space.
We actually did a count in the house, so we might even know the answer to some of this.
Oh, really? Okay, cool. How many litter boxes do you have?
10. Well, 10, 12 right now. 12.
12. And do you have 1 litter scooper per box?
So for the kitten room, they have their own. And then for upstairs, we have one. And then downstairs, we have one. So three total
every,
in the house.
Every level and every place has. Okay.
Yeah.
How many robot vacuums do you have?
0.
None.
Okay, we need to get you one of those.
The
Except the
cats
cats might not like it.
They won't like it.
The geek in me wants one. And it's like I'm still trying to work her up to it because it's like we can like inspect the floor, make sure it's okay, and then start it.
Well, our floor is filled with cat toys and cat beds, and we'd spend more time like picking things up than we would to.
I used to think that too, and I used to think my dogs would hate it, but we just got one because I found it on like super sale, and it moves the kids' toys. It has like a little thing that like moves things out of the way. I mean, cat toys are hard because if you have the soft ones, maybe it won't move them, but like anything small enough but heavy enough, it'll move before it like goes.
Interesting.
Worth considering.
Yeah.
Just gonna put it out there. How many wand toys do you think you have? Wand toys, for anybody who's not familiar with cats, one of the enrichment toys I'm sure you use is a wand toy.
Yes, we have.
There's 3 right there, and up in the living room, there's 4.
No, we have close to 10 to 12 at least, and then
there's other rooms.
Yeah, the critter room doesn't, and we have a couple of favorites right now. So that's kind of how I would relate them. We have one favorite, which is the bird down here, and then we have a couple of just regular wands that just you shake and there's feathers on the end of it. Duster, I think it's called the duster. So each floor has one favorite right now, and then we kind of rotate them out. Like, so of course I love the cat catcher's my favorite, and that would we can rotate that in. So
you do toy rotation for your cats like I do for my children.
Yes, we try as much as possible.
They get bored, right? I mean, at the end of you got to change it, keep it new, right? Awesome. Okay, so how many feeders do you have? Like automatic feeders?
We currently have 9 out, but we need to put a 10th. No, we have 8 out right now. We need to put a 9th out because of the new Harley. So
everybody has their own feeder.
Yeah, but they intermingle and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I was going to say, like, these are very disciplined cats. You need to come train my kids.
Trillian eats at one, then goes over to the next one, and then the next one. She doesn't clean them out, but she like
they kind of But we only do a tablespoon in each time. So we do 4 feedings a day and a tablespoon. So it gets, it's not a large amount, hopefully. They're still fat cats. They're still fat.
And when I refill them, there's still compartments that have cat food in it. So
yeah.
Okay, how many heating pads do you have? Because I saw that your cats are fans of heating pads.
Yeah, I think we have about 15 of them. Yeah, and they get used all day long, every spot. So it might not all be at the same time, but they'll have their favorite spots and they'll rotate.
Like all year long? Yep.
Yeah, during the summer we take them down to like probably 4 or 5, but yeah, no, all year round.
Definitely in the wintertime. Penny's on one right now.
Yeah, Penny's on one, Libby's on one, Dorian's on one. Like, we can see several cats. If we could see upstairs, we know there would be 2. They live on 2 of them. So, yeah.
Yeah, when I got my first heater pad, I set it out as a trial, and I had, it wasn't a large one. I had 4 cats taking up every square inch of it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Favorite cat thing for sure is besides cat trees is heater pads.
So the first thing is a cat tree. Everybody needs a cat tree. How many cat trees do you have?
I think we last counted around 24.
I'm serious. I'm like shocked by these numbers. I expect you to be like, yeah, there's 1 per cat. And
no.
There's 24 cat trees.
There's 24, yeah.
I could see 5 from right here.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, and we're counting like small ones and we're counting big ones.
Oh, then 6.
So, yeah, there's quite a bit. I mean, I truly believe you can never have too many cat trees, ever. Okay. Because they need different levels. Eddie's coming up, sorry.
Like Harley's favorite tree right now is a steps.
Yeah. So he's gonna sit here. Sorry.
He's gorgeous.
He's getting
beautiful.
Old man.
My goodness. You guys have good looking cats. I will say that.
Thank you.
How many bags of litter do you keep on hand?
Well, so every 2 weeks we get 80 pounds of litter delivered. And so I clean them. So
when the litter gets low, she dumps them and scrubs the boxes.
I clean the boxes every 2 weeks. So once the new bags come in, I do 5 boxes and then use them all up. So we don't always have extra litter on hand, but we make sure that the litter boxes are getting cleaned.
And do you have a preference on litter boxes? Are they all the same, or are there varied types of litter boxes?
That's a good question. I mean, So I'm the litter expert in the house. So there, honestly, Dorian is pretty old, and we probably should have a low rider one for him. But we do have the high sides because his butt also misses, right? So it's like a give and take.
The box that he likes has a low front, so he gets in there, he turns around, the high side will catch him.
Yeah, so I don't have that many varieties. I go to Target, and Target has the best ones because they're $10.99, literally, and they're big. Because you want to make sure it's twice the size of your actual cat, and they can move around. And Target has them for like $10.99.
And do they have covers or not?
No covers. No covers. No liners.
Cats don't like that, right? Cats don't like that stuff.
No. No, not needed.
And with
Okay.
the large,
And it's
when you have got lots of cats, it become a trapping point.
Yes.
Exactly. They don't like it because they don't feel safe in there. It's like they don't have a way of seeing what's coming in, another exit point from the entrance. Yeah, they don't like that.
Yeah. No, and it traps the odors too, and they don't like odors. They like it's pristine. They want really pristine litter boxes. Yeah.
This is true. So you are just the litter expert, not only because you are obviously a cat trainer and you have a pet sitting business for the past 11 years?
Yeah, 11 years now.
11 years?
11
So you are also the litter expert because you're in charge of scooping the litter boxes?
Well, she insists that she
scoops. Well, yes, I do insist because I like my litters to be a certain way. He's also not a big fan of litter scooping, right? And so
I just don't like it. So one of the things we did when we got married was to have a compromise where she does the scooping and I do the cooking.
Yes, that's what I was.
She doesn't like cooking. I don't like scooping.
The cooking for the humans.
Yeah, human cooking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's a good trade.
So
works for me. Yeah, I don't like to cook, so. Yeah, it works great.
I hear you. I'm very particular about the way litter boxes are cleaned. Mm-hmm. Like when I consider it clean, it needs to be really clean, not just randomly haphazardly scooped.
Or like get the scraping of the bottom of the box, right? Yeah, no. And so like if they don't like do it correctly, then it makes it worse. It doesn't last as long. It doesn't last 2 weeks. So yeah, no. I know when you're training employees, it's really hard because you want to explain that. In my pet sitting business, right? You want to explain, but you don't want to be so anal that you're like the worst boss ever. So
I have no problem with that. I have to tell you, I have no problem with that. Beth and I, my former business partner, Beth, at the Wagpack, my former pet sitting business, Beth did a video of herself scooping a litter box, and I will share it with you one day.
Please do.
She literally says, like, you scrape,
yes,
and she scrapes, and then you sift, and she's like sifting in the video, and I was like, and it was great.
Thank you, Beth.
Cheers to setting expectations, right? Because that's really what it was.
She doesn't know her, but she's already her best friend.
I know we know each other for 11 years.
Talking about
she knows Beth.
I know Beth.
Oh,
yeah.
She knows Beth. She knows Beth.
Oh.
Yeah, they've met. So,
yes.
You know what? Beth was like, I'm tired of these. Because some clients did say the same thing. Like, the litter box didn't look like it had been cleaned with love.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like that. Oh.
So, like, we had to say, this is the expectation. And a lot of our employees didn't have cats, right? They were willing to learn cats, but they were dog walkers who maybe had a cat visit sometime in the day. And so we needed to kind of give them, without actually showing up at the house, and we did do that at times, for shadow visits or team training, but without like having to like walk them through it. A video worked really well. I mean, everything improved since then. So I'm not.
Okay.
You can be an anal boss. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, cat people are really particular. Like, in general, like they're totally different than dog people, and you would probably know it better than I would. But they have certain like. Every cat has quirks and unique things, and you have to cater to those things. It's
absolutely.
So for us,
I think everybody's particular about their pet, but cat people are more so.
Every particular that a cat has, their owner has one too.
True.
They're high maintenance. That's why I love catering to them, because I know that they're going to be, they're going to tell me what they want.
And that's the former hospitality person in you.
Yes. Yes.
I live to serve, right?
Yes. She was in
cute.
hospitality too. We have a lot in common.
We do have a ton in common.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you feed your cats?
So Ruthie has some allergies. So we try to stay away from anything chicken. So she has a chicken allergy. So we do duck and pea, natural balance for dry food. And then for wet food, we do all the high end stuff. So Fussy Cat, BFF, Uweva. I can never say it right.
Yeah.
And then natural balance duck and pea as well. So the old guys might get a little bit of fancy feasty in there, but all of the, the females are all 10 and under, the 7 of them. And so we, they get all the high end wet food.
So you said you feed them 4 times a day. Is the wet food also in the feeders?
No, we do. So we do morning feedings and evening feedings for the wet food. And then the dry food is kind of a snack throughout the day because we like to have their pHs go up and down. Like we don't want them to, hopefully they're not stuffing themselves, but sometimes they do. So anyway, so he does the AM feedings. Thank goodness I get to sleep in.
Very nice. Very nice.
And then I do the PM feedings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. Do you guys ever travel with your pets? I feel like that would be unsustainable, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay.
No, just going to the vet this week with 3 of them was like a big deal. Like there was super stressed going. Yeah. It was a half-hour drive there, then getting seen and then coming back. Yeah. We wouldn't travel with them.
It took about 12 hours for Libby to recover.
Yeah. Libby was pretty worked up.
Yeah, they really don't like to change their space, do they? Cats and dogs are so different. And I think some people just assume cats, dogs, they're both companion animals. Cats can travel. No, they really don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's exceptions.
Yeah, there's exceptions. And you have to start really young, right? At like 4 weeks of age and start traveling with them and getting them used to it. I had a couple of clients that take their cats on boats and I was always amazed by that. But I'd be like, oh my God, don't jump off.
I would not enjoy it.
No.
Yeah, I would enjoy it. I actually have seen many people take dogs on boats and like water loving dogs. And like they're like about to dock and the dog just like jumps off and they're like, come back. And I'm like, no, I would not enjoy this trip. Just enjoy the boat. Leave the pet at home. And you're lucky, Jess, because you have a pet sitting business. So you probably have an amazing pet sitter that comes in when you guys travel. Obviously before COVID, you probably did.
Yes. Yeah, we did. John's son would be here and then we'd also have pet sitters come in and, do the feedings and the scoopings and just kind of help with that. 9 cats is a lot for one person. Like it's not sustainable even for a week. So yes.
How often do you scoop the litter boxes? Like
I do twice a day. Mm-hmm. Sometimes 3 times, depending on what's going on, but yeah, twice a day.
You're my kind of lady. When I had the cats, I fostered 5 cats in Louisiana. I'm sure you remember because you gave me advice. They were orphans, kittens. They were 5 days old when I got them. And I had to learn everything immediately because nobody else was going to take them. And I had to scoop. Once they were old enough to use the litter box, I was scooping 2 to 3 times a day.
Yeah.
There were 4 of them. We had 5 litter boxes, which is what we were told we needed. We also had a room for them, but still it's like that smell like seeped into the rest of my house. It was rough.
Yeah. No, I think that's the biggest thing about litter boxes because if you don't have a clean litter box or enough litter boxes, that's where things kind of start to go sideways. They can start going to the bathroom other places. There can be territorial issues. Just, for me, just have a regular box and scoop it twice a day. Not any fancy. I'm not into the fancy robot litters or any of that.
And how about litter specifically? What's your favorite?
I like Sweet Scoop.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
Yeah, it's just a wheat kind of litter and it clumps. And we use the platinum one because we have so many cats. When I had cats starting like 20 something years ago, it was Tidy Cat. That's all you used, right? And it was dusty and dirty. But now they have so many natural kitty litters on the market. It's like you can't go wrong. And that's really the way to go is natural. It's better for the environment, better for the cats, and better for you.
You guys are amazing. You guys truly are amazing. I know that I have to wrap things up. Otherwise we'll spend the whole day here.
Oh yeah.
But how would listeners, watchers, viewers, how would they find out more about all your projects? You're launching a new project. You have the Critter Room. Jess, you have your business. Tell us how we could find each one of those ventures.
If you search Facebook or YouTube or just go to thecritterroom.com, it'll take you to my foster kitten cam. And you can watch my current 2 fosters, and I plan on fostering for the foreseeable future. We might have fosters next week. You don't know.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And so whiskersathome.com is my local pet sitting business here in the east side of Seattle. And then we are starting the Cat Lovers Academy. And so you can go catloversacademy.com to find out more. And we have 8 professors and 1 TA. The little baby is a TA.
Oh, she's a TA. I love it. So I want to make sure that they understand it's professors and the cats are the teachers.
They are the teachers. And so we hope to be putting out weekly video blogs. We're still finding our footing on that, right? And so we've done 2 video blogs. We're working on our 3rd. And we are still finding our voice. But the goal is our cats are going to be sharing what works for them with whoever's interested. And there just isn't enough cat education out there, in my opinion, for parents. And so hopefully we're going to start filling some of that void and be a place to have discussions and not judgment.
Each cat or professor has their own topic that they cover.
Yes, that's right.
Like Dorian is geriatric health care.
Yep, Dorian So yeah, so that's kind of what, and then hopefully in 2021, we're going to be doing a course on cat clicker game. And so you can sign up for our course and we'll walk you through getting, working with your cat on working on a new language called cat clicker games. So it's
like the clicker that's been used for dogs for ages.
Yep.
Now being used for cats effectively.
Yep. Very effective.
It'll be from the cat's perspective.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, I just want to propose a toast to you guys.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Both of you for all that you do for the pets, for the amazing education and entertainment that you provide to all your followers,
Thank you.
to your clients, Jess. And I wish you nothing but the best on your new venture. I also want to propose a toast to our executive producer, Mark Winter, for making this show possible, and to our listeners and viewers for hanging out with us. And I just want to make a toast to a life covered in pet hair because there's no better way to live.
There is no better way. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much for being here. And if you want to learn more about Covered in Pet Hair, please visit PetLifeRadio.com or CoveredInPetHair.com. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.